All right, y'all, how's it going? Hey, Gannon, hey, Palm. I apologize for running a few minutes late. Excited to start today's stream, but my beard was extremely scratchy, and I decided I needed to do an emergency shave, like right before stream. Not even before stream started. Literally, after I clicked the start streaming button, and before I could actually sit down and start the game, I was like, now's a good time to shave, right? And no, that took like 15 minutes. So anyway, I'm back. Welcome back to another stream. We're playing Metroid Prime 3 today. I was playing this. I got through the opening sequence on both the GFS Olympus and Norian a couple of months back, and then that was right before Metroid Prime 4 came out. So I switched to playing 4, and now that we're done with 4, you can see my thoughts on that. So now we're going back to Prime 3, which I'm honestly pretty excited to do because I've always been a pretty big fan of Prime 3, despite its many problems, which make it mechanically not as good as 2. Definitely not as good as 1. I still liked 3 a lot, so I'm happy to get back into it. This time, unlike the last... let me fix my mic shield here. Unlike the last couple times I streamed this game, I am trying something new this time. And that is the Prime Hack setup for this. So I have like fully functional mouse and keyboard controls, which is wild. I was playing around with this earlier today, and I was just like, this feels so weird, but so great. But I also have to like remember what my controls are, so I think that's scan. Okay, because we have stuff to scan, and it's lock on for that. Okay, right click is lock on, and I just accidentally click out of the window. Wonderful. Mogonar class War Golem is offline and trapped within stone mass. This unit is beyond repair. Definitely gonna be. I scan everything in all these games, so I'm definitely gonna be scanning a lot tonight as I re-get used to these controls. Mogonar class War Golem is incomplete. Sculpting process was halted 328.9 years ago. Pretty sure I scanned my ship already. Yes. Oh.
Samus, the
Hello.
Leviathan seed is protected by an energy shield.
Right, you need to tap to that. Okay.
With that barrier active. We need more data to determine how the shield can be disabled.
I sure do see a shield back there.
You are near the wreckage of a downed Federation vessel. If you can use the satellite uplink on the ship, you may be able to access information concerning the seed.
There seems to be Prime Hack introduced a weird oddity with those vocal messages, with the voice calls. It's like staticky for a split second at the very start. It's kind of weird.
To receive the ship's coordinates now.
One thing that was interesting is that Prime Hack takes away the... well, we're still in here, and we can, I guess, click and drag. Actually, I don't know how to... oh, you just... that doesn't seem right. I wonder how you actually rotate and pan, because that's... nothing's happening when I... well, that's how you zoom out. Okay, that's kind of expected. Actually, that's not expected. That was a weird... oh, that... okay, it's... I changed my controls for how I want to be able to, like, shoot and do missiles and stuff like that, so that makes a very weird functionality for zooming and panning in here. Thankfully, I vaguely remember where I'm going anyway, so it's probably not an issue. Let's go back to scanning. Centuries ago, these beacons were designed to guide ships safely to landing during harsh weather. There's some enemies coming around the corner. Pillar ruins are composed of organic stone that is native to Brio, originally placed to greet travelers. Before I hit the enemies... right. Okay. Tab. No. Wrong button. That was almost the quit button. I should probably not have those so close. Let me see if I can get these scans. Oh, those were really hard to get on mouse and keyboard. Those I know I can get later, so I'm not too worried about it. Weathered altar ruins were once part of a much larger structure. Its original purpose is unknown. The spike bush is an indigenous strain of plant life that produces venom within its leaves. Wow, the spinning around is so quick. Oh my god, the mouse controls are just... spike bush... okay, we got that one already. Mature Kosh plant has fully developed bark that only heavy beams and explosives can damage. Mature kosh plants are used for storage by Brio natives. Unlike the younger versions, these are developed with thick bark that is only vulnerable to heavy weapon fire. I wonder what it's going to be like to actually scroll down, essentially. Oops. Right, it's right-click to scan and left-click to fire, which ends the scan. This heavy stone door contains a low-level energy shield that can be disrupted by any weapon. Brio doors are carved from heavy stone native to the planet. Each door has been designed with a low-level energy shield. Shooting the shield with any weapon will open the door. I keep doing that. Oh, that's gonna take a long time to wean myself out of doing. Object identified as a cash plant used by Brio to store field supplies and vital gear. I feel like every time I'm going into the law book, there's also like a skip in the audio, which is also weird. The Reptilicus use cache plants as a means to store supply. Shooting them with any weapon will reveal their contents. That's the first mention of the name Reptilicus, which is interesting. We'll run into them relatively soon. Rio native is encased in solid ice. Scans indicate that the bioform inside is still alive. Oh boy. Gonna need something like a plasma beam to figure out what's going on there. Bioform appears to have been engaged in combat at the time of being frozen. Ah, right. Everything is frozen because this is where Rundus was, including this giant ice bridge. Solid ice mass appears to have been made to gain entry to temple. Ice has not yet begun to thaw. All right, let's see. Oh, hello. Oh, that guy just vanished. I forgot that one of the Reptilicus is just hanging out there. Morphology. Gragnol. Lack of exoskeleton makes it agile but weak to most weapons. Gragnols are vulnerable to most weapons as they have not developed the durable exoskeleton found in adult members of the species. They often travel and attack in groups. Okay, just literally up and down or forward and back on the mouse keyboard control scrolls. I was hoping they added like actual mouse scrolling, but I guess not. Although I can click up and down here. If they sense a nearby threat to their hives, they will not hesitate to advance. Their offensive capabilities are underdeveloped, leaving the ability to fire pulses of Phazon energy, their only form of attack. Phazon again. Well, better than green energy showers, I guess. Lock on with Prime Hack is just right click and hold right click down, which is also something that takes a little bit of getting used to. Oh, I got too close. Anyway. Structure identified. Hopper nest. The exterior is incredibly durable. Life signs detected within. Oh, that's... I vaguely remember. It's basically too big to just take out directly, at least at this point in time. Do you have database access? File BY550. According to the lore, these statues are a monument to the folly of war. Let's see. Scans indicate bioform sustained fatal spinal fractures from impacting the wall. Dang, Rundus says no chill. Large biocarvers contain energy and weapon supplies, only damaged by heavy weapon fire. Nothing interesting here. Being in this room will give me a chance to get used to Prime Hack mouse keyboard controls with the grapple lasso, though, which is probably going to be important. I remember I have it keyed to shift. I don't remember any other details, though. Statue does not appear to be attached to the ground. It could be pulled with enough force. Got it. That's shift. Oh, you have to lock on first. Okay, just letting go immediately did it, which I don't know is the actual control I had for it. I thought I had turned on the mash shift. And I will get used to it over time. I'm trying to scan this. Security release node is active and functional. It appears that a small round object can fit inside it. How convenient. Oh, right, we have the opening walk-in cutscene. I know we saw Reptilicus in the far away in the background earlier, but we're not going to run into them on a regular basis in this room until we've done a good portion of Brio exploration. I think for right now, it's just going to be like bird enemies occasionally. structure is blocking platform. Unit appears to be connected to a nearby security release node, which is literally on the other side. So we'll be coming back to that. That's right, I do have double jump here. Oh right, I've already gotten that. And this is in fact the way you're supposed to go. But let's come back up here first. I hear that power up. Let's get this scan. Solar energy collector provides a means to access the security locks. Enter the shafts to access the locks. And then there's that, which is too far away to scan. There's also that, and there's also too far away to scan. Okay. We'll go this way first. It's very difficult to sometimes scan these things exactly, especially with mouse and keyboard now. I just cannot get exactly on this thing. This is kind of ridiculous, actually. There we go. That took so much effort. Security release node is active and functional. Appears with a small round. Okay, yeah. We can go up that way. Severe structural damage detected. Bridge hit by heavy weapon fire. Proceed with caution. Platform is attached to the wall by a hinge. A strong pull should release it. Door lock system engaged. Unable to bypass security. Engage override to open doors. That thing's literally about to drop. We can go in here though. Ah, right, this way. And up here. And then there's stuff up here. Oh, it's just one hit. Okay. Can't hit that. And there it goes. But now we can come up here and scan that. Bioform is encased in solid ice and is blocking entry to the tunnel. High temp shots may shatter it. And we can drop here. There's nothing over here. I can't remember what I have to do here. I think I have to go that way to get over here, actually. And this is just like a way back. Yeah. You come there way later in the game after you have plasma beam. You blow that up, you come down there, you flip a switch that drops that so that you can get like return them the original way. However, I think I can come up here. Yeah, this is correct. And we're supposed to do all this. All right. I believe some bug enemies are gonna come out and hassle me. But we can climb higher to get the green one too. That took so long. Morphology phase on Nightbar. Group forms powerful attack, but it can be overloaded to destroy them. Phase on Nightbarbs have enhanced aerial mobility that makes them all but impossible to hit with normal shots. The group will work together to create a powerful energy burst that they will fire at their prey. Detonating the energy charge for normal attacks before it fires should destroy them. Phase on Nightbarbs are the result of Nightbarbs being exposed to phase on radiation. These mutations look similar to their uncorrupted counterparts, but are characterized by their greatly increased offensive and defensive capabilities. Wait for them to get close. Taking them a while to do it. Ah, here they go. Okay, cool. What is Stu here? Should I go here? Let me pull up my guide. Prime Hack is taking over my screen in a way that I can't actually scroll the mouse off to like click on a browse without alt tabbing, so I have opened the guide I was using on my phone. And it looks like the guide in question is having me go through that door with the green and orange lock on it first, not this one. So, oh, they're back already? Oh no, there's on the other side. Oh my god, it is so difficult to scan stuff exactly. That is honestly getting annoying. I need to figure out if there's a way to fix that. Security system disrupted. Local door lock has been opened. System will remain in standby mode. All right, I think we are probably supposed to jump back up here still. Yeah, and then from here, I can take out these things. And then we go all the way up here, and this will be the other one. I don't think there's anything else to scan it. Yeah, all right, so let's roll right on in and hit that. Oh, new enemies. Okay. But the door's open, so we can go back up in that direction. I am kind of curious. I might go back through that other door really quickly to see what's up. Let's take y'all out. We can scan these guys. Why am I having so much trouble scanning? Let me try alt tabbing, actually. The lock on I'm not having trouble with, but it's just a... And when I switch to... it's like anything that's moving, I just have a lot of trouble scanning. And I don't even have time to try because I'm getting shot at from multiple directions here. All right. This is so difficult. Let me try to jump into this platform. Oh, that fell down. And now we can only go over here. Oh, they're still coming after me. I was hoping if I jump over here, I might be, like, less likely to get harassed by those guys, but, that does not seem to be the case. Alright, let me actually go into my game settings here, because this is very, very difficult to mess with. Is there a part of Prime Hack that will let me fix this? Because for scanning to be this complicated is going to be a major problem when so much of the game requires scanning. Let's open Prime Hack's guide. Let me also take a look on this side. Alright, let's check out the frequently asked questions, because I feel like there's probably something here about this. There's field of view changes, but I don't know that that would do anything for what I'm trying here. Hmm. Hacks tab? That doesn't seem relevant. Oh, no related Prime hack bugs. Problem scanning small objects in Prime 3. Oh, okay. So I guess this is the thing I'm going to put up with. That's very, 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 very annoying. I guess I can just try and deal with it for now. All right, let's go back to the game. Oops. There we go. Yeah, big things I don't have a problem with. Collapse structures not blocking platform, unable to destroy with weaponry. That was a scan that I had no issue whatsoever with. Oh, I had it for a second. I had it for another second. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if I get close and just like slam the button, it can work eventually. I don't like that, but morphology gel puffer consumes and emits fuel gel fumes, explodes when ruptured. Exposure to fuel gel has left the shell of the gel puffer highly susceptible to weapon fire. Gel puffers have come to rely on the toxic vapors given off by fuel gel for sustenance. They process these gases and expel the excess to stay afloat. The brittle shell of the puffer, while durable in appearance, is rather thin and easily damaged. Alright, one more small thing to scan, unfortunately, and it's this. Security system disrupted. Local door lock has been opened. System will remain in standby mode. Okay. I should probably blow these things up before they screw with my jumping. Oops. I want to scan that. Small phazon unit replenishes 10 units of phazon. Boy, that's a different concept now that we're playing in a post you've been ejected with an absolute ton of phazon world. Right, there's a couple things we can do here. We can go that way, and I don't remember what's on this side. And then we can also grapple this out of the way so that we can go on the right side. Metal orbits obstructing path movable by electro grapple forces. Move object to clear the tunnel. Before we do that, I want to see what's down this route. That's not the button I meant to hit. I feel like that's a missile. I feel like there's going to be there's a number of small enemies in these games that are very difficult to hit and are like one-time things. And I feel like we don't want to go this way first of all. Or do we? I think we want to go the other way first. Yes, we do. It's going to be very difficult to get those kinds of things. I don't know how I'm going to handle that because some of them are like missable scans. I'll have to think about what to do there. Anyway, there's an ad starting in just a second, so I'm going to roll out of here, go out of this mode, and go to my bridge screen. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, welcome back. Thank you for waiting through the ads as normal. Once again, I would love to get rid of those if I could, but unfortunately that's not possible. Okay, I do really like the way Prime Hack makes it so that you can just hit a single button and you grapple. You don't have to physically pull and yank with the Wiimote or anything like that. That's pretty nice. All right. However, I noticed one problem I'm currently having is that with the Wiimote, you natively have Spring Ball. I don't seem to have that, actually. I'm having a bomb jump to get around. And I feel like that's hyper mode. I wonder if that's fixable. I will look into that for next stream. There's a number of things about Prime Hack I want to look into for next stream. There we go. Let's scan these guys. Hopper attacks with razor sharp talons, pounces from a distance. These aggressive insectoids use small hops to get within striking distance and then pounce, using their talons to tear away at their prey. From a distance, they will fire bursts of venom at their target. Despite their aggressive nature, they are somewhat fragile and can be easily dispatched. Because of this, they will commonly hunt in packs. Alright. Doesn't particularly matter if we take a lot of damage from these guys, because there's a energy tank on the other side of the wall. And we scanned that already. Or on the other side of the door. Oh, and lore. We'll scan the energy tank first. Okay. That was quick. Panel mountings appear to be weak from age, maybe ripped off with enough force. Let's grab this first, actually. Always appreciate more health. And then we can... Boop. And let's read the lore. Brionian data translated. Entry Golden Age. Data moved to lawbook for review. Look now to the past and to the time of peace on Brio. See the age of gold, when our world was a paradise unrivaled. Hear the songs of joy fill the streets of the royal city, as the people honor the coming of Brius the First, the Liberator. Behold the launch of our first ship to the stars on that day, and witness the rise of science of a new Brio. See this and see the beginning of our downfall. Because nothing about this franchise is ever low-key. Alright, I am going to need to get used to the choice of button mapping I chose for Morph Ball. I might have to move that elsewhere. Occurs to me, I could do that right now. I don't have to. Let's make that change right now while I'm thinking about it. Let me move this out of the way. Let's see. Configure. I want Morph Ball to be... Yeah, I'll have to try and remember that, but I think that will work. 4 for missile, 6 for Morph Ball. I'm basically using buttons on my MMI mouse, so left thumb for some of these things. Spring Ball is a thing. Maybe if I hit that for another button. Oh, I think the problem is Alt is not mapped on my Tartarus, so that's why I couldn't Spring Ball. Hopefully I can now. Let's see, let's close this. Let's go back to this. Go back to the game. Oh, look at that, look at that. Okay. That's so much better. We were able to very quickly get out of it. Actually, you know what? From that POV, I just had a great idea. Let me go back to that control configuration and set my visors for 7, 8, and 9 on my mouse. 0, I had to be very careful because 0 is load state. And in fact, maybe I actually set that for 12. Might be a better idea. Yeah, let me do that. Okay, let me close this, and that's in a different section of Dolphin. So that's config interface. No, that's not right. Hotkey settings. Save and load state. Okay. That needs to be 12 now, or equals, I guess. And this is shift and equals. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's a little safer with where my visors are. And I haven't saved state in a while, so let me do that now. Okay. So at least it'll be a lot easier to get to my scan than what I was doing before. All right. Right, we just need to keep going this way. Shellbug attacks for hiring Phazon spine. Soft bodies vulnerable to attack. Shellbugs are slow-moving roaming insects whose soft bodies are easily damaged. Until they reach maturity, they will not develop their phasite shell. Unable to retract into a shell to avoid damage, they must aggressively attack any potential threat. They will extend sharp spines to fend off attackers or propel these spines at enemies. Which is why I'm all the way over here. Scans detect an abnormality in this unnatural ice formation. Phazon signature present. There's stuff to be found in various areas of here, but... Oh. Like, something was still shooting at me. Let's... Something is also still shooting at me. Ah! There were multiples of them all over the place. Let's get some of those pickups. And now, finally, let's scan this thing. Keep hitting the wrong button. Phazon vines are impervious to attack, but growths are vulnerable to Phazon-based weaponry. Which is your hit that you need to do this. Okay, we didn't lose too much health from that. Gotta be careful with that. Oh, hello. This is weird. Just hopping up and causing problems. Alright, there's clearly a pickup in here, but it's also up there and inaccessible. You get it from that side, but there's stuff you have to do to get it from that side first. That's what we can do right now. Let's scan these. Panel mountings appear to be weak from age, maybe ripped off with enough force. I think it's safe to just drop. Oh yes, I remember that. I can't seem to get close enough to scan. Mogadorn class war golem is without power, unable to activate with current suit upgrades. Those are showing as green though, so I might be able to... I might have already scanned them? I'm not sure actually. Oh. Some rocks in the way. And that's just how we get back up. I mean, I can't actually grapple on him anyway, but I'm at least trying to... The fact that that's green and these look green means I probably have scanned it already, but... Oh, hello. Oh, right, we gotta fight the Reptilicus now for the first time. Let me make sure to get a scan off before I start this. They're not difficult at all. Can you please get this scan? Finally. More plot, the Reptilicus Hunter. Target can generate a personal cloaking field around its body. Phazon corruptions granted Reptilicus Hunters the ability to cloak themselves. They use this to their advantage and will hide or move positions while cloaked to gain the upper hand in combat. Reptilicus Hunters are fairly organized despite their primitive nature. Usually attacking in small groups, they patiently wait for their prey to become isolated in a locked area before attacking. Their weaponry I like that explanation of why they lock the doors. Their weaponry consists of an energy whip for close range assaults and a throwing chaperone for long range attacks. They have adapted to the harsh climates of Brio and are quite resistant to fuel gel and heat based attacks. Your hit that the ice beam or something close to it is going to wreck their shit, essentially. Okay. We'll just missile their faces. But it's taking a lot of missiles, actually. Kind of don't like that. I only have so many. Alright, finally got one of them. Where's the other one? Oh, rude. Still rude. Waste the rest of my missiles, I guess. I don't want to waste them all. Alright. They're not difficult, but it does take some time when you're still getting used to a completely different control scheme. Alright, go back to this, and nothing we can do with this guy right now. Eventually, what we'll be able to do with this thing is come over here to the head and interact with this. But we can't do that until we get both a beam upgrade and a visor upgrade, and this is like in-game upgrade, so not anytime soon. That seems too far away to scan even here. Yuck. All right, let's. That's not new. It looked new for a second, but it's not. Oh, I forgot to scan this while it was out. It's not an important scan though, so we're fine. Stone structures for tracking to the wall and no longer act. Hallway access granted. There is this. I forget what's over here. Let's pop over here and look. Anything interesting up here? Nothing up here. It's basically, oh well, you can drop there, I guess, but there's nothing there either. This does provide a quick route to those. Ah, and I can scan from here, and I can't get anything out of it because it doesn't become an actual scan point until you have the grapple beam. All right, so let's just move on. Door out, lore behind this. Stone plates appear to be a primitive locking system that requires specific input to open. Alright, what do we have? Reunion data translated entry, Age of Science. Let's see. The ships of Brio spread to the stars in all directions, bearing the banner of peace. Soon we found Sela Rethan in the Chozo, the Luminoth, and the Ela. Starmore knowledge came to Brio, and we gladly sent our wisdom to our new friends in return. The hearts of Brio were filled with pride, and they honored the lords of science for all their wonders we provided. As the time of new Brio came to be, the old ways faded. The cries of joy from those who honored science covered the angry shouts of those who mourned the old ways, the primal traditions. Alright. Nothing up. Let's head down. Oh, hello. There's other versions of those that you can grapple their tails and yank, but I guess that was not an example. We need to come over here and scan this first. Can I? Oh, please. I have to get the positioning just right, which is incredibly annoying. And it keeps trying to jump to that one. Maybe I have to scan it from that side? Oh boy, let's save state it and then just go down there and see if I can scan it from the other side. Scan this techno, usually high amount of caloric alloy in this section of the cliffside. You can just go out entirely, but you can also... Oh, right, you have to get several of these on me. There we go, that's enough. I remember this process now. And you come over here so that that thing doesn't grab you on the way. All right, and then we go back over here, and then we go up here, and then up here, and then that just drops us down here. All right, now let's see if I can get the scan from this side. Oops. Come on. This is so oh, what in the world? Why are you turning around? Wow, what? Ornamental panels covering part of the statue cavity. Okay, let's rip it off. Maybe that won't be a scan after this. Statue contains several liters of unsealed fuel to ignite the drum is for the statue. Oh. Okay. Now it's just the door. Yeah, now it's okay. Now that thing doesn't exist as scan anymore, so it's not getting in the way. Morphology. Corba works with snatchers to feed vulnerable concussive blasts. The Corba, oh, I forgot you could just float up to it, drop bombs to kill it, and then drop back down. The Corba is a vicious, resilient bioform. It prefers to lurk above its hunting grounds, waiting for prey. The Corba relies on the smaller snatchers to levitate victims to a point where the Corba can devour them. What the Corba cannot digest, it expels to feed the snatchers. The symbiotic relationship works well for both Corba and snatchers. And now let's see if we can scan the snatchers, which are going to be incredibly difficult, especially because it's doing that again. There we go. Oh, Prime Hack is great, except when it's not great. Morphology. Snatcher works for the Corba to feed vulnerable concussive blasts. Snatchers are cunning, albeit weak bioforms. Unable to kill most prey on their own, they rely on the stronger Corba to do the work for them. Snatchers will swarm into a target until it is overwhelmed. Once they have their prey, they use their power to levitate, lifting the victim to a point where the Corba can devour them. The rest is the same from the other one. All right, let's move on. Ooh. Grapple swing. Okay. And now we need to go all the way back to that area we were in when we first got the like introductory name of the planet and go through the other door, which we could not have gone through before because we needed this to get across. You get to grapple pretty early on in this game, actually. You also get to immediately use it because you can just swing across. Before I do that, how about I scan the grapple point? Because it is now a scannable thing. Scan complete. Target is a viable attach point for the grapple beam. Use the grapple swing, lock on with the grapple swing point with... I wonder what button that is now. Release the Lego. You can fire your weapons while attached. Okay. What button is that now? It's a button I don't think I have mapped. Okay, let's go here and Alt Tab and let me go to my control settings. Grapple lasso is shift, but that doesn't seem to be the grapple beam. Wait, are we sure that's not shift? That seems like what it should be. Oh, it's because I wasn't locked on. Whoops. Okay. All right, let me... Oh, it's fine. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? Oh, yeah. don't go back and watch my VOD 2 weeks ago when I beat the game. Is what I'm saying. I had me and Gannon were talking for like a full 30 minutes after I finished the game about how bad it went. The thing about Prime 4, first of all, I like the NPCs a lot more than other people. The desert was very badly done. Prime 4, up until you get to the Phazon Mines analog, is actually fairly fun to play. It feels like a classic Prime game, and the desert's like the only sidestep. So up until that point, which was about 2/3 of the way through the game, I was enjoying it. When you get to the mines, the plot just takes a complete nosedive and just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until you beat the game and you're just like, what the hell? So it was very unfortunate, and in the end, I probably would rate that game a 5 out of 10. That's how bad it got at the end. But up until that point, it was fun. So I'm not gonna say don't play it. And I suppose we have to buy it to show Nintendo that we want more Prime. But ugh. It is definitely not the Prime game I prefer to play right now. I am I'll go back to it eventually, a long time from now, but not anytime soon. Let's see, we've already scanned those guys, so but they're gonna get in my way of this. Can I? You can't do that. Well, you have to do it from here. Oh, that's right. That's what this is for. Paid your 70, so yeah, that's fair. I was talking with Gannon about this too a couple months back. A lot of people like Prime 2 more than 3. I actually think Prime 3, like I enjoyed Prime 3 more than 2, and I think a big part of that has to do with the ammo in Prime 2. Limited ammo for your beams was a thing that I never liked. And there's probably ways to mitigate that now, but I hated it back in the day, and it's still, personally, mentally for me, makes Prime 2 lower on the list because of that. Oh, right, you have to then do this. It's taking me so long to get used to these Prime hack controls. It's pretty great, though. And then that. Nope, that's spring ball, that's jump, okay. So yeah, I definitely think Prime 3 is the better game of between Prime 4. Oh, hello. Have I? Oh, you're new. And I just, of course, you teleport before I can get the scan in. Whoops. What in the world? Something else shooting me from somewhere? I can't tell. Ah, yes. Thankfully, I did not miss a scan. Morphology Reptilicus teleports across short distances, highly aggressive and territorial. Scans indicate a mutation that allows Reptilicus to teleport over short distances. Commonly used as a combat tactic to corner and trap their prey. The Reptilicus appear to suffer from Phazon corruption, and all higher thought processes have been replaced by savage bloodlusts. This corruption has also increased their resistance to heat-based attacks and fuel gel. Also, just reading this and realizing that this is just, they kind of copied this wholesale for Prime 4. But anyway, I don't want to talk about too much more detail, because if you're going to play it eventually, I don't want to like spoil you tremendously. And like I was saying, mechanically, just playing the game, it feels like a Prime game, so it feels good to play. So when you get around to it, I think you're going to have fun up to a certain point, at least. I'll definitely be curious to hear your thoughts as you get far into it. But 1 is obviously the best in the series. 4, I feel, is the worst, although it's still like okay. And 2 and 3 could fight for second place and third place. Like I said, I prefer 3 over 2, but most people prefer 2 over 3, and I get that. More of them out there. The things that flew at me in there, I hope they come back, or else I might just be screwed. I don't know, unfortunately. Okay, you're taking a while to die. There you go. Oh, hello. Is this the... That's just a regular one. Okay. So I feel like regular missiles will... Well, regular shots will do them in too. They're not like they're that powerful. But now that these guys are out here... Wow, I couldn't get a single one of them. There we go. Morphology Night Barb. During protective energy field, contact with field is dangerous. Did I not scan these guys? I guess not. Night Barbs are predators traveling in packs to search for prey. They have the ability to generate a protective field of energy around their bodies. The ability is unstable, however. If the field makes contact with another life force, it will overload. This also consumes the life force of the Night Barb, much like a bee sting ends its life. Okay, well, I guess I definitely did not get that if it's giving me the, hey, here's a scan thing. All right, so, right, we need to go this way now. And up through here. Man, the problems with Prime Hack with scanning small things is really annoying, but outside of that, I cannot recommend Prime Hack enough. This is like game changing playing this game with mouse and keyboard. It's wildly good. Scans detect elements of phazon within ice compound have begun to attack the trap bioform. Oh, there's more. Bioform terminated. Subject was impaled on an ice shard before being frozen. Rundus got no chill. I'm gonna save my state there and try and get the skin on these things without getting too close. Didn't want to interrupt again and ask, but yeah, absolutely. You could just Google Prime Hack, but it took me like an hour to set it up because it was way more complicated than I expected. So I definitely want to tell you the details of how to do it. None of the guides explain that the automatic updater needs to be in the same folder as Dolphin, and in the end I decided it was a lot easier to use the separate installer that pulls from your Dolphin settings and you don't put it in the same folder as Dolphin, which did mean my save state before when I was playing the game of the Wiimotes was basically unusable. Thankfully I had just physically saved the game at my ship right before that, and straight actual made save files from in-game carry over fine. So I didn't lose any progress from the last stream, but yeah, Prime Hack is complicated to set up, but once it's set up, it feels like super good. I'm trying to get close enough to scan these guys and not scan the ship. Town vessel located Griffin-class frigate is identified as the GFS Theseus. There's a save room in there, and I might actually save it in the stream a little early tonight because I'm going to play Paleo with some friends now, so I have stuff to do with Procopia. I might have to... No, I knew that was going to happen. Let's see. It's so difficult to get this. That's like the biggest problem with Prime Hack, is this thing where you just have a lot of trouble scanning small enemies. Anything big is easy to scan, but the small... I mean, these enemies were already difficult, but here now it's like actually targeting them correctly is incredibly difficult. So if you're trying for 100% scan, it's significantly harder now, which is frustrating. And I got to do some research to see if there's a way around that. I feel like there's not going to be any more if I don't... I feel like these are the last sets of these guys in this planet. So if I don't scan this set, then I'm not going to be able to scan them. So I gotta figure it out with this group. Can we focus up here, maybe? Doesn't seem like it. If I go down too low, then that just hits the ship. This is probably very annoying for the watchers. I apologize. Ugh. These guys were already difficult beforehand. Now it's just like significantly harder. And I think you were never able to get them from up here. I think you always had to drop down and get close. But then when you can't actually lock on correctly, that doesn't help either. I wonder if there's something in the controls that I can do that might help with this. Remote properties are irrelevant. Control reticle when locked on. Interesting. Let's try that. I don't think that will actually help here, but just seeing what options might exist. Let me go into the Prime Hack settings themselves. None of the listed hacks seem like they would be relevant here, I don't think. And I feel like that was the only option in the controls, was the control reticle that I just turned on, which really won't help. Oh, I didn't have the grapple check. That's why it was a one button press, which is actually way better. So let me leave it like that. We have an ad break starting in 10 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead to my break screen, but I'm going to keep working on trying to figure this out. So I'll be back shortly. All right, thank you for hanging on through the break. I was trying to figure out how to deal with these stupid scans, and I didn't figure out a way. I think these enemies are still here though, so I might be able to keep going. I did figure out part of the problem, and that is that I had anti-aliasing turned on for Dolphin, and that was screwing things up. With it off, small scans are perfectly fine for locking on without an issue. But those enemies are just still very difficult to scan. However, I think after I do stuff in here and come back out the top side, I think those guys come back. So I might have one more chance to get them. So from that POV, I'm going to keep going for now. Structural analysis complete. Scans detect high amounts of caloric alloy with the damaged panel. And we can't go in that because of a blast shield. But it's fine because we're supposed to go in here first. Oops. That's stuff that you literally can't do anything about now. We'll be working with all that in a second. Let's scan this thing. Oops. Yeah, much easier to scan them now, so turning off anti-aliasing was the right call. Morphology, atomic. Corporeal energy that sloughs explosive segments of its form. Atomics are creatures composed entirely of energy. A strong energy blast is adequate to destabilize the atomic and cause it to explode. They are sustained by their core, which generates a constant supply of electricity. When an abundance of energy has been produced, the atomic will discharge a section of its body in the form of an explosive projectile. When near sources of energy of an opposite polarization, the atomic will respond aggressively. Alright, now with that done, we can scan stuff. Vacuum hatch closed. Analysis indicates hatch can only be opened from the inside. That's the way we came. There's the door we can't go through yet. Door system connected to the main distributor in this room. Distributor currently offline. And all we can do is mess with this. Structural analysis complete. Protective panel sudden placed by security clamp locks. Security system engaged. Clamp locks in place. Explosives may damage them. Boop. Boop. Oh, you have to lock on. My first missile did absolutely nothing. Whoops. Alright, and let's scan these. Analysis complete. Unit is one of a series of power rods. Connect all rods to restore power. And then we can just... I love the one click. With the one click grapple. We do have to stay locked on long enough for it to actually do stuff, though. Oh, we have to connect one at a time. There we go. Door opens. Satellite shoots. Or it will after we flip a switch here. These are new scan now. Scan complete. All power rod circuits are complete. Power has been restored to local systems. This door is now open. Let's scan this whole thing first. Satellite interfaces powered, control systems are disrupted. Realign controls to engage interface. This is going to be interesting. Oh, that's the way. That's an alternate way out that we can't actually do anything with. I can walk in this direction, but without ice capabilities, I can't cross this path. Oh, it's very difficult to scan this too. There we go. Fuel gel is acceptable to extreme temperatures and will freeze if exposed to cold. So we can't do anything there until we beat Rundus and come back. For now, the only thing we can do is go back through that door to leave. That's not a separate scan. Let's get close. Oh, interesting. You just hold up and Prime Hack automatically does it? Okay. That was hilarious, actually. You download the map for the area. Right, that told us that there's stuff elsewhere that we're gonna wanna... I think we actually wanna... We're supposed to go to Fiery Air Dock next, because that's where Rundus is hanging out at. And we'll need the ice missiles from him to then take stuff out at Thorn Jungle, I think. Let's rescan this. Satellite interface unit is online. Control systems engaged. New landing site data received. And that's everything we can currently do in here.
Samus, the satellite data has revealed two distinct energy signatures. They must be supplying power to the siege shield. If these targets are eliminated, the shield will be removed. We are uploading the location of each energy signature and nearby landing sites.
And of course, Prime Hack was just like, no, I did it for you already. I can click in though, and that's the air dock. How do you... I have yet to figure out how to actually like pan on this screen. You can't just click and drag. It doesn't work like that. Left and right just rotates like that. Up and down just does that. There's got to be a way to like... It's a good thing I remember this game enough to know where to go. Is all I'm saying. I'm sure there's a fix for that. I just need to figure out what the deal is. Okay, so the only way out is here. Is this the right way? Yes. Oh, hey, look who it is. We've scanned him already, so it's not gonna... There he goes. I don't see the things anymore, so maybe I did miss my chance. Oh well. There's no sense in worrying about it for now. If I have to get it on another playthrough with Prime Hack turned off, then I can do that. Oh, hey, they're back. Oh, wow. You just came right in front of me. That was incredibly rude. You can actually just like hightail it. You don't really have to stick around to fight them. Although I think we are gonna have to fight something out here. Yeah. I vaguely remembered something happening here. Not Reptilicus though. Let's scan him first. Morphology: Alpha Hopper spits venom at prey from a distance. Uses talons in close range battle. Alpha Hoppers are characterized by their unique color and durable hide. They are highly territorial and will attack any creature who wanders too close to their nests. When hunting in packs, they will often keep their distance while others move in to attack at close range. Like all hoppers, their legs end as sharp talons and can be used to shred through any prey that gets close enough. Okay, that's not what I meant to hit. I'm just really abusing hyper mode. And like, why not? Hyper mode is great. Even when we get a little further in the game to the point where hyper mode becomes legitimately dangerous, it's actually still super useful. Oh, that's the wrong way. Even at that point, it's actually like still useful. Start trying to divide hopperness. The exterior is incredibly durable. No life signs detected. Fantastic. That means we're never going to get attacked again. At least not from those guys. From that guy, yes, when I come back with a plasma beam to free it, but not from anyone else. I'm going to save it because I feel like... Oh, I thought wrong. I thought maybe there would be another set of those guys out here and I could get like one last attempt at the scan, but I think I might have missed the Shriek Bats entirely, unfortunately. They don't respawn in the Gateway Room, Imperial Hall, and Imperial Hall's Actually, hold on. Let me look this up. Rio Imperial Hall. Oh, that's a region I haven't gone to yet. Okay, I might be able to get them still from another portion of the planet. So, in fact, the next portion of the planet we're going to. For now, let's save and enter ship. Now that I've fixed the problem, hopefully I'll be able to scan them over on that side, and it might not be too difficult. But that's a thing for a future stream. I'm very much looking forward to digging into more of this game with potentially a fixed problem for the scans, and now with I haven't scanned anything in the inside the ship. Transmission consoles use send data and connect to active radio frequencies. Use this switch to extend the manual thruster controls. Operate only while in flight. Security panels are in place. Operate nearby switch to open and extend thruster controls. Switch primes the ship's weapon systems and activates the combat targeting HUD. Switch activates various data records that have been tracked during your current mission. Switch activates the biohazard scanner that measures the levels of hazardous materials in your body, which is not 0% anymore, thanks to getting phasoned up by Dark Samus in the intro. Blast shield switch will engage a protective layer of armor around the cockpit. Image displays show the status of all ship navigation and weapon systems. Helm controls allow you to set your ship's course and fly to known destinations. That's all we have to scan for right now. Okay, we have fully scanned everything. I'm going to save my state, and I'm going to go to the schedule screen. All right, that was fun. You know how much I like Metroid Prime 3, so it was good to get back into an actual good Metroid game. I said earlier that I did still enjoy like the first portion of Prime 4, but anyway, let's not talk about Prime 4 anymore. We're here to play other Prime games. All right, so schedule for the rest of the week. I hope to be back tomorrow night. I could not stream last night because things were acting up with 14 and OBS, that combination of them. I did not feel comfortable. It was working before I was going to start streaming, and then it stopped working, and it was messing up. Hopefully I will have that fixed so we can stream again tomorrow. We are about halfway into M10S already, actually, so hope to get some good prog there. Saturday I'll be back, Skies for Arcadia Legends. We're getting pretty close to the in game, but I think it'll still be like another 1 or 2 or 3 streams before we actually finish, because there's a lot left to do despite being an in game. And then on Sunday I will be live on WMGSO's channel at 6:30 Eastern for a Pokemon Pokopia stream. 2 members of the WGSO and a third friend of mine, because everybody else in the WGSO who owns Pokopia happened to be busy Sunday night, so I could not get a full 3 WM members to help me with this. So I got 2 of them, plus 1 friend. All 4 of us are going to spin up a cloud island and just go ham and just see what we can build. It's probably going to be a lot of cube houses because most of us are just not actually good at making masterpieces in building games like this. It'll be a fun time regardless. I think we'll enjoy ourselves. We'll just screw around. We'll try and find as much Pokemon as we can, and we'll just see what we can build. So should have a good time. All right, let's go see who's live, who we can raid. Ryan was here earlier, and he's probably started his stream, the usual weekly Thursday Ludo Community Ecology stream. So I'm thinking about just going straight over there. But let me see who else is live at the moment. Let's see, going on the list. I guess Ryan's streams would just have Dana and Karen now because Julianne had her baby. She's probably significantly busy right now. A little too busy to hop on the Thursday streams probably, although I'm sure she'll be back. Let's see, Real Colors is playing Resident Evil 7. Flora's playing 15. Bellanissima is cooking. Yeah, Ryan's live with Medieval. Interesting. Yeah, let's just raid Ryan. It's always a good time hanging with them, with those friends, and I appreciated Ryan hanging out over here, so I think that would be fun. So I'm going to throw my Nightbot commands in. Oh my god, my mic was muted that whole time. We're rating Ryan. We're rating Bardic Knowledge. See you all later. Hopefully see you tomorrow for Final Fantasy 14. But regardless, have a good rest of your night.